All right, admittedly, I might need recreational pharmaceuticals for this one.
Hey, boys, look what I got here. Hey, where are the white women at?
So today we saw the trailer for Star Trek Lower Decks, and I from what we had already received about this show, I kind of expected this type of trailer. I've heard a lot of commentary from different people, different Star Trek fans like myself, on this, and it seems like the people that I've spoken to are just not into this. And I understand that. Before I get into what I don't like, I'm gonna say what I like. Um, So I am a Rick and Morty fan, and this show reminds me of Rick and Morty.
I thought I was torturing him! Oh, and this disappoints you? Do I tell him we don't have a deal, Morty? Because if we can kill our enemies but we can't jack them off, then how are we better than them?
A lot of people that don't watch that show, they just see it and they see the stupid humor. That's all they see is stupid humor. In all actuality, Rick and Morty is highbrow humor when you really watch it, but it's, it's goofy. I really enjoy that show. The clips that we got to see really reminded me of that. I even heard there was a scene where they were running from things in the holodeck, and the Call of Duty zombie sound was being played. The Call of Duty zombie screams were being heard, and all. And it's okay. So they're trying to appeal to a certain segment of geek culture. I get what they're trying to do with this show. Under the best of circumstances, and by the best of circumstances, I mean we had gotten Star Trek from CBS All Access over the last few years that honored the legacy and lore that came before it. That didn't have an agenda behind it. That wasn't in the JJ universe. That wasn't created by people who had more of an agenda to press than honoring what had come before them. In that universe, I'd be all for this show. I'd think, hey, another parody. Another parody show. I can do that. Everybody needs to laugh. The style of humor is something that I'm already into. I'm already a fan of. So if they can produce, an Orville-like humor, then I can get behind it. So I'm going to give it a chance. I will give the show a chance. But I understand the issues here. And that is that Alex Kurtzman, Kiva Goldsman, the people running Star Trek right now into the ground have no care for it. And so this, coupled with everything that we've gotten in the last few years, is just another slap in the face to fans. I think that's how fans feel. Because of what we've gotten in the last few years, because of the treatment of the fandom by the ideologues running these franchises into the ground, it feels like another slap in the face. And I get that. Star Trek has always been highbrow science fiction, but served in a way that normies can get it, can enjoy it. Something you can watch with your kids. Well, to a degree, I'd say young adult, teenager. They can kind of get it. It's not really ever been geared toward children, at least in my opinion. I don't think the series is geared toward children. It's that niche crowd, that goofy cartoon, network kind of crowd. And I get people tying together this type of humor with like a Teen Titans Go kind of thing. With Teen Titans Go was terrible. Teen Titans was a great show. Teen Titans Go, awful. Thundercats, when I was growing up, great show. Thundercats 4, awful show. We've had a history of a lot of franchises that have just been repurposed and presented so terribly by people who just aren't really creative. They're very lazy in their art styles, and they're very lazy in their pitch. It's been very difficult to be a Star Trek fan over the last several years. Not only because the people at CBS All Access, the people that push that JJ Trek universe, they really don't care about the lore and the legacy. They don't care about the actors. They don't care about the fandoms. Several times they've just reach out and call the fandoms bots or Nazis or alt-right, this and that, misogynist. We all know. We all know the routine. And so, if this show could be taken in the way that I believe it is meant to be given, which is just a kind of a parody-ish show, just something funny. It would have been much better received had we gotten some kind of real good Star Trek in the last several years. You know, even an attempt. Like, even if, let's just say Discovery was not what it was, and was an attempt to honor the legacy that had come before it, and present us with a good Star Trek, but failed, you know, and, you know, the fandom wasn't attacked because of the repurposers doing what they did. Maybe if Picard had been recognizable, if Picard hadn't been so just bad. Now, mind you, in my opinion, Picard as a sci-fi show is half decent, but in order to see it as being half decent, you have to remove it from the Star Trek universe, because it's not Star Trek, it's fake Trek. It's really bad. A lot of the creative decisions that were made in Picard are completely in contrast to the lore set before that show. So we've got a history right now of different Star Trek shows given to us by CBS All Access that are an affront, an insult to their fandoms and to the customer. And not only that, but then setting about attacking the customer or defaming the customer. This is the wrong time for this show. The Star Trek Lower Decks, this is the wrong time for this show. It's not going to be well received. If anybody, by the grace of the gods, if anybody from CBS All Access happens to be watching this right now, or anybody running this show, listen to me. You need to get people in control that understand and like the customer, respects the customer. Because I believe something like this could have succeeded. Not that I'm already on the jump thinking it's going to fail. You know, it may. I think it's going to find its niche, its small little niche, but it's going to be a fandom within a fandom within a fandom that's going to like this show. And it could have been, you know, half the fandom or possibly more. You may have had the option to bring in other people into the Star Trek fandom had you not given us Star Trek Discovery, which is an affront, and Picard, which is a disgrace. Had these things not happened, then I think that Lower Decks might get better received. That being said, I'm going to watch this show. I'm going to give it an honest shot. I'm not going to hate something just for the sake of hating it. But I still don't trust the creatives at CBS All Access. Still don't trust you guys. You know, to me, if it's so hard. It's become difficult to just like the things that we used to like. You know, I wish I could make this video and talk about, you know, just what I liked and what I didn't like, and the direction and the creativity. But unfortunately, such a hostile situation has been created by the people at CBS All Access, in control of fake Trek, JJ Trek, that it's hard to like anything that comes out of them. Let me know what you think. What did you think of the trailer? You know, are you into that Rick and Morty kind of humor? Do you think that this show has a chance? I mean, like I said, had it not been for Discovery and Picard being so terrible, had it not been for creatives attacking the fandom, you know, insulting the fandom, then I think this would be more well received. I think, you know, we'd be like, oh, okay, this is just a joke. Let's check it out and try and get some laughs out of it if we can. But, you know, because we have had consistent attacks upon the customer, people like us, yeah, I don't. It's going to get criticized heavily. So let me know. You're going to give it a chance? Are you just done with Star Trek all completely? You know, are you like most of the Star Wars fandom? You've just checked out of Star Wars. You're just done with it because of how bad it is. Thank you guys for checking in. I'm currently working on the Fandom Menace Volume 2, Rise of the Rebellion. I'm going to be starting the Indiegogo campaign for that very soon. My artist, KR Companion on Twitter, Nick Nugent, he is working on that right now. And as soon as he has something that I can present, I'm going to kick the Indiegogo off. So thank you guys for your patience. All of you that have ordered the book in the past couple of months, those books are coming. I'm working a lot, and I can only ship one day a week. That's on Saturdays. So I know it's slow, but thank you very much for your patience and your support. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe. Please also go over to Sporking News Podcast. Link will be in the description below, and give him a sub. I want to get him to 1,000. We rise together. Thank you guys so much for checking out this video. Wash your hands Wash your ass. Be good to each other. Peace. Hail, my brothers and sisters in the chat. Hail the Fandom Menace. It is the Fandom Menace historian. Your Fandom Menace historian, born in the chats with my brothers and sisters, letting you know that the Fandom Menace Volume 1 of Fandom Betrayed is back in demand. You can pick up this first edition book on Indiegogo for a limited time. Here's a comment from someone well respected in our community, Shellback, commenting on the importance of the Fandom Menace Volume 1.
Get on Indiegogo and order a copy of that damn book, or you're an effing retard. Okay, that's yeah.
Pick up your copy today.